Welcome to the SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast. Digital marketing essentials and next-level tactics. From off-site and on-site optimization to persuasive selling and everything in between. You'll learn actionable tips on what it takes to outright and outrank your competition.
Welcome to another episode of SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast. And today we're going to be talking about Seo Sitemap Considerations and how an outdated sitemap can hurt your website rankings. Sitemaps are a critical and often overlooked element of your site structure, and they play a crucial role for search engines looking to index information about your site. If your sitemap falls out of date and you don't take measures to correct it, you could pay the price with reduced search visibility and therefore less traffic to your site. Now, why are sitemaps beneficial? On-site sitemaps are a link on your main site that contain a structured layout of all your existing pages. They're crawled by Google and inform the search engine about the remainder of your on-site pages. Xml Sitemaps are files that you can build and submit to Google directly. Essentially, these files are a condensed map that lays out the structure and hierarchy of your site. By submitting a sitemap to Google, you're telling the search engine to review and index the pages of your site. And this is a critical first step when you're launching something new. Sitemaps are basically instructions that allow search engines to find your pages faster and more accurately. Keeping them updated ensures that Google has the best understanding of your overall website, and the greatest number of your pages are showing up for the appropriate searches. Now, what are the dangers of an outdated sitemap? If your sitemap isn't up to date, you could be providing inaccurate data to search engines. Depending on the severity of your inaccuracies, this could have major consequences or minimal impact. For example, if one of your 100 product pages drops off, you won't see much of an impact. However, if you've restructured your entire navigation, search engines could be confused when they attempt to crawl your site, and you may lose indexed pages as a result. In addition to having a smaller number of indexed searchable pages, your domain authority could even take a hit. The bottom line here is that an outdated sitemap will send outdated information to Google, and while Google, in some cases, is smart enough to make sense of these discrepancies on its own, the safer play is to ensure your sitemaps are always up to date. Now, how can your sitemap become outdated? Sitemaps don't become obsolete on their own. Only through a deliberate change in your site, usually an increase or decrease in the number of pages, can make your previously submitted sitemap outdated. Keep a close eye on the changes you make to your site. And if you do make a significant change, take efforts to keep your sitemap updated accordingly. First, adding or removing pages. By far the most common reason for a sitemap becoming outdated is the addition or removal of a core page. Even traditional static websites experience the need for change from time to time, whether that's the addition of a new service page or the removal of a special offers page that's no longer relevant. While some regularly updated sections of your website, such as a blog or press page, will be routinely scanned. Take two. While some regularly updated sections of your website, such as a blog or press page, will be routinely scanned by Google, any major page changes will need to be reflected in an updated sitemap. Number 2, redesigning the site or navigation. Restructuring your site will also require an update to your sitemap. In addition to simply listing out the pages of your site, the sitemap is responsible for showcasing the hierarchy of your web presence, outlining the most important pages in a very specific order. If you make major changes to your navigation or restructure your page-based priorities, you'll need to update your sitemap. And lastly, adding or removing products or listings. E-commerce sites and sites with classified style postings, like job opportunities, tend to be the most vulnerable to sitemaps falling into obsolescence. Since most of these sites have large volumes of products and listings, sometimes numbering in the thousands, it's common for new blog posts to be written and old postings to be taken down. Fortunately, a dynamic sitemap can spare you the pain of manually updating a sitemap every time you make a minor change. But you will have to routinely check to ensure your sitemap is accurate and up to date. Now, how do you determine whether your sitemap is outdated? The easiest way to test whether your sitemap is current or outdated is to check it using Google Webmaster Tools. If you haven't yet uploaded a sitemap here, you can start from scratch. If you need help creating your sitemap from scratch, be sure to read up on Google's guidelines for building a sitemap. And once submitted, you might encounter errors during the upload process. And the number one error would be if you see a compression error, empty sitemap, or HTTP error, specific code, incorrect namespace, or incorrect sitemap index format. There is likely a problem with the format of the sitemap you submitted. These problems are generally easily fixed and do not necessarily indicate a problem with the links and structure included in your map. Now, second error is if you see invalid or missing errors, a parsing error, or a path mismatch. It generally means there is a formatting error in the body of your sitemap that needs to be corrected. And once the sitemap is accepted, you may find errors with your sitemap. Perform a test by clicking on your intended sitemap and clicking Test Sitemap in the top right corner. From there, you'll be able to open test results and view the results to the test. The test will tell you what type of content was submitted in a quantifiable data table, including the number of web pages and videos that were submitted in the test. Any errors that Google encountered, which prevented it from indexing a page that was submitted, will be displayed. Some errors arise when there isn't a page present where one should be according to the sitemap. Others are based on outside factors, such as server-related problems or the presence of a robots.txt file blocking Google crawlers from discovering it. If you notice any of these errors preventing your sitemap from being accurate or up-to-date, take a closer look at the breakdown in Google Webmaster Tools and make a list of any corrections you need to make and start making them. Now let's go to submitting a new sitemap. Once ready with your new sitemap, head to the Webmaster Tools homepage and enter through the site you wish to submit the sitemap for. Under the crawl header, click on Sitemaps, select the sitemap you wish to resubmit, and click the Resubmit Sitemap button. Once resubmitted successfully, you'll be able to rerun the test you used to find the errors in the first place. Hopefully, all of these errors have been corrected in your revision. If not, you'll have another opportunity to make corrections and resubmit a new sitemap. If you're using static XML sitemaps and you run an e-commerce site or another type of site where pages come and go regularly, you're in for a lot of work. With a static XML sitemap, you'll have to manually change and resubmit your work with every change. Instead, you can build a dynamic sitemap and set up automated pings to notify the search engine whenever there is a major change. No matter how you look at it, sitemaps are an important piece of the puzzle when it comes to making sure Google has the right information about your websites. Take measures to ensure your sitemap is up to date at all times, and you'll be rewarded with more indexed pages and more search traffic as a result.
Thank you for joining us on the SEO.co podcast. We appreciate your time. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show and visit SEO.co for more resources based on today's topic, as well as access to more podcast episodes to help you improve your site's long-term SEO success.